Meet Deja Foxx. She's a 25-year-old Gen Z activist, a former Kamala Harris campaign staffer who is now a content creator. She was raised in Tucson, where she survived teen homelessness, also worked at a gas station to support her mother, and later earned a scholarship to Columbia University. She shot to prominence at the age of 17 after confronting Senator Jeff Flake at a town hall meeting about Planned Parenthood funding. And now, as of April, following the death of Representative Raúl Grijalva's death, Foxx has announced her candidacy for the Arizona 7th District special election. She positioned herself as the first Gen Z woman in Congress, and a challenge that's going to be a hard one as she faces the former representative's daughter in the election. Now, she's rejecting PAC money. She's leaning heavily on small donor grassroots donations and tapping into her 500,000 social media followers to energize younger voices in her race and basically around the nation. Fox's narrative blends lots of great things, experience that has a new outreach for the modern era. She emphasizes reproductive rights. She's talking about economic justice, housing justice, drawing from her own history with SNAP, Medicaid, and homelessness as well. She sees digital fluency as currency and critical to how she's going to make things happen, leveraging TikTok and Instagram to connect with voters who traditionally don't get the looks that other politicians tend to look for in voters. And despite her social media buzz, she's still behind her biggest opponent, and she's also trying to do what she can with the endorsements that she can get. Obviously, the big names in the socialist types like Senator Sanders and AOC. We'll see how those things play out for her in Arizona and if she can get that play going larger. Now, older voters question the legitimacy of the social media star, basically a young person stepping into politics and not knowing what she's doing. But Foxx is intent on reframing her age and her background as assets, not liabilities, bringing the youth to the actual Congress, not just the same old thing, literally. Her Gen Z representation is something that she sees as something to freshen up the system, something that's just the stale system that is politics should be freshened up, and she's going to do that. She will energize new demos and new voters, new people into this, and show that grassroots money can actually beat big money influence, can actually do something. But she's lagging in fundraising and support, and as I said, the older folks who actually tend to show up and vote are a bit skeptical of what she's going to do and think the risk of putting her in office would actually take away from what they would get. What we have is a very serious, a very interesting campaign going on in Arizona, as her campaign is both showing off the experimental nature of the Gen Z generation and how they actually going to take on the other generations ahead of them, including folks like me, Gen Xers, who are still kind of bitter that we actually aren't in charge of anything. It's really the boomers who are still running things at this point. She hopes to reshape her generation and reshape the politics of her generation and all of ours in the process. Digital charisma and a viability that has a lot of, just gusto in it going forward. Her primary is July 15th. We'll see what happens at that point.